Good morning and welcome back. It's a cool, crisp 75 degrees today. This morning, the sun is just coming up. It's muggy. And we've been in the garage for a couple days taking care of our honey supers. We got all them pretty much taken care of, I think. But today we're going to go out here and check the hives. I popped the top on the nuke yesterday, and we've had apparently a heck of a late flow. And we're going to check some hives and see what they look like. And I know that one needs to be put in another nuke box, given another box. But we're going to use our pine needles that we bought, get this smoker started, get it going good before we head out and check the bees. But we'll check them out and see what they look like. All right, we're gonna get up here and check these bees. It's already hot. Not really hot, just muggy. But we're gonna get up here and check them. You always wonder, you walk a line a lot in beekeeping. And one of the lines that we walk is when to pull honey supers. And you wanna pull it, ideally, as close to the end of the flow as you can, but not after the end of the flow. If you pour them after the flow is over and we're into the dearth, then you get a lot of robbing. Pull them right before, you get the maximum honey crop. And forget about this dang heel. But if you pull them before the dearth starts, you get the maximum honey crop and you don't have a lot brought in after the fact. This year, I think we pulled them probably a little early. It looks like, because they've been putting a lot in, I've been seeing how active they are, more in the mornings than in the evenings. But they've been really active. They've been bringing in something. I know clover and maybe some tree stuff. I'm not sure what all they've been getting. But I think they've been getting a lot. And we probably pulled a little early, but at the same time, we should have good full hives full of honey that we don't have to feed, so it should save us on our feeding cost. And we have the added benefit of them being ready for the fall. If we do get a little bit of fall flow, their brood boxes will be filled up, and maybe we can get a little bit of that goldenrod and aster honey that some people ask for. It's not as palatable as the spring honey, but it's got a unique flavor, and people that like it really either love it or hate it, so may get some of that. So we're gonna get up here and go through a few hives, and I'll show you what they look like, and maybe add some boxes, and we'll go from there. Beekeeping tip of the day. It's a good tip, really good tip. If you're working these hives, go slow. If you're transferring a nuke to a wood box, go slow. If you're combining a weak hive with a strong hive, go slow. If you're mowing grass in front of the hives before the bees come out too much, go slow. And if they talk about your mama, go slow. All right, that's beekeeping tip of the day. We're gonna look at this nuke. I know it's overrunning. It's went way too long. We should have changed it out a long time ago. If I was gonna sell this nuke, I would take a frame out and put a empty frame in there, and so they'd have some room because they're way too packed. So we're gonna check it out and move them over into a box, a regular box, and then we're gonna put a top on it and see what they do with it. I'll show you what this looks like. This is an extremely full nuke box. They have taken off and done well. The last note I got on here is from June the 2nd. Looks good. Check 2 frames of foundation. So they've really been packing in the honey. If you've got burr comb like this, it's another tip. If you've got burr comb on top of the frame, you've missed some honey flow. Now, we missed some honey flow for these. We wouldn't have tried to take it, but we missed some flow that they would have been able to get and take for their own boxes. And it makes it difficult to remove them as well. Makes it harder to get out without crushing bees. We're going to start on this side and try to get them out of here without crushing too many. Which is going to be almost impossible. Alright, there's what we got. Tons of brood. They are overrun with brood. These wood boxes have got, I think, a little more room. So we should be able to get them in there without crushing too many, hopefully. But these are definitely overdue. I wouldn't be surprised to see a swarm cell on them. You know, I've talked before. I think we get a lot of swarms in July. We just don't know it because we're not out here in the hives as much. Just don't realize it. This is a good, really strong. And let you see this a little better. Zoom it in a little bit. Move it down a little bit. This is what we're looking at. Seem to be pretty gentle so far, but we ain't got very far into them. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. Don't know that we'll find a queen. Don't know that I wouldn't mind to find her, but with this being this full, I'm satisfied just to get them switched over. Easy. There she is. Nice blue dot queen, already marked. Keep losing her, switching from the looking at the camera and looking at the frame. They stay in that seam between the comb. There's some hive beetle in a full hive. A lot. Not, you might be looking at her, but I don't see where she's at yet. But anyway, she's on here. I will like to find her before I put it back in there and make sure she's in a safe spot. This hive's looking really good. Like I said, it's probably a little past the point we should have done this, but we've been busy working on supers and extracting honey and doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, my blue dots are a little bit too dark. Should have used a brighter blue. These queens should be, you can tell these bees are gentle, they're not running fast. Genetics, I'm hoping my genetics has went way up and gotten a lot better due to my queens that I raised off my good best hive. There she is at the bottom. All right, I know where she's at now. So many bees. Let's get off. And a ton of brood, so I definitely need a new box. Let me go up here to the barn. I'm gonna go ahead and shake these out in front of the hive and then go to the barn and see if I can find some good, better frames to put in there. All right, we're gonna try to get them to draw out some foundation. I think we are gonna pull a frame up before we do this. Wipe this. I'm bringing in wet nectar because I feel it running down my knife. We know the queen was on that second frame, this one right here. So we're gonna take this frame on the outside since there was brood all the way across. And we're gonna pull it up to the top to draw them up there. We'll put this right in the center. And then we'll put a foundation down here. Square that up good. This will be right in the center. So we'll put 2 frames of foundation on each side of it and see if we can get them to draw out a little bit for us. All right, and if you can see on the bottom there, looking at the picture, on the bottom there of the green box, it had an entrance reducer on it, and I went ahead and left it on there. And I moved it out toward the front of that hive stand because the back of that pallet has no support. So it'll be an easy move to turn it around and put it in a full-size hive body if I need to. But they're in good shape now, got a good queen. Genetics are great. We got to start looking at treating for mites here pretty quick. But for now, that hive is good. We'll slide this across to hopefully slide off any of those bees and not smash them. All right, so that one's good. I'm not sure if the rest of them look the same. We'll pop top on a couple of these big ones and see what they look like. And then we'll probably call it a morning out here. I teased my cousin. I've got an older cousin we hang out with, and she's always looking at the dew point. Humidity, I watch the humidity. She's always asked me if I knew what the dew point was. The dew point must be pretty high right now because I'm sweating like a pig. We added a queen cell to this one on the 16th of June. Today, it's been about a month, so if they're gonna have a queen, they should have one now. Hive beetles is a bad sign. Being glued down good is a good sign. See if we got any brood in this top box. Got some bird comb, that's a good sign. Usually try to start on the outside when we open up the boxes because it's not likely that the queen would be out here. That's a good full frame of honey, which was what I'd expect to see with the late flow that we've had. Now that we got that one out, we're going to skip 2. And I can see down through there, it looks like that one's all honey. Coming out at my hands a little bit, so we give them a little more smoke. I see my queen cell and protector that I put down in there. Let's see if I can get that out. This is my queen cell holder and protector. And I've got good looking larvae right there, and good looking brood and a ton of honey. So that's all I need to see. Again, there's 3 things I'm looking for. 2 things I think I've been, let's say great at, but done a decent job at. The first 2 things is, first one's mites. Getting a new treatment plan together this year for the mites. I think I do, and we all do pretty good. You know, if we make an attempt at it, we do pretty good at mite treatments and checking. We've got the alcohol wash and all that. We can check for mites now. So we do pretty good at that. Nutrition, it's really didn't help me a lot as far as making more honey, but it helped them a lot because they got full hive full of honey. But the third thing is queen quality that we really have to look at. And I think with raising these queens this year and getting the genetics, using the genetics off my best hives, I think we're sitting pretty as we can be. Good Lord. It's still coming straight at me. Pretty as we can be as far as the queen genetics. We've replaced the queen in this hive with a queen cell. It's from our best hive. Don't have her mark yet. Don't really want to find her right now. That's a drone. But hopefully that's taken care of. And these genetics, I've improved the genetics in this yard some. Still need to be improved more next year. But getting these genetics improved will help our survival rates and ability to handle the mite stress as much as possible, and just make for overall better hives. But like I say, I think we do pretty good at nutrition nowadays and mite control, but we could all do better, I think, on queen and queen genetics. A lot of problems we have in a hive start with a bad queen. Sometimes we have a queen that don't lay good, or is not a strong population, or doesn't handle the mite pressure well, and then they start going downhill. And we blame it on other things, but it originally started with just a poor quality queen. So one of the things in beekeeping it takes a while to learn is you got to be able to get rid of stuff. I've been in there getting rid of frames. I've had some honey supers that were in bad condition, and some of the frames were dark and had brood in them, had a lot of stuff wrong with them, and it's hard to throw those away because they're so valuable. But one of the things you got to learn in beekeeping is you got to get rid of stuff. So you got to get rid of bad frames, bad foundation, bad drawn, D-R-A-W-N comb, and bad queens. And they might be the biggest, prettiest queen you ever saw in your life. That doesn't mean they're a good queen. If she's not good the first time you notice it, you need to replace her or work on getting another queen. Even if you have to pinch her and let them raise their own queen, it would be better than letting her go on, because she's going to take up a spot, take up your time, take up feed, take up resources, take up a lot of stuff for a queen that's never going to do anything. So that's where we're at. These hives look good. They're full of honey, got a good queen, and I think we're going to go back into the AC for a little bit and try to dry this shirt out. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. God bless y'all, and I'll see you on the next video.